Heard Jeff Fennick in the corner pleading with his fighter to throw punches. So Kelly comes out and tries to attack, but as you can see, one punch at a time and slow at that.
And once he starts throwing punches, it's just a matter of time before he's going to get caught. The only reason he survived this long is because he hasn't been throwing punches.
When he tried to throw a punch at the end of round 2, Jones countered perfectly with the left hook.
Speed is a big factor in this fight.
Well, when Vernon Forrest fought a very fast fighter in Shane Mosley last week, he said, the way you stop speed is with the jab. But Vernon kept it working. Kelly just hadn't thrown much.
No, there's no speed at all coming from Kelly. And, you know, he's trying to think and fight an intelligent fight. And to beat Roy Jones, you just have to be somewhat like stupid and just keep punching, keep punching, keep punching. And even then, he's not going to do it so much, but it's his best chance.
This is exactly the opposite of what Kelly acknowledged he would have to do to be in the fight. So it's easy to talk about it, just not very easy to do it.
Not that easy to do, especially with a talented fighter like Roy Jones.
Now Jones came close to showing us uppercut.
He never knew where Jones was going to punch from. Jones is mixing up his attack so much. Overhand right hand to the rim. Now he created a leaping left uppercut right between the gloves.
A leaping left uppercut. You wouldn't teach it either, would you?
No, but he was studying the hand position. And he realized that every time he goes at this guy, he's putting his hands on the side. So Roy, being as smart as he is, he charged at it with a left uppercut.
First knockdown of the night for Jones. And that's the most spirited effort Kelly has made to actually get at Jones. And he lands a right hand to the body. And Jones with a right cross flush to punctuate round 3.
Roy's setting him up for something. He's not going to shoot 2 lunging body shots like that. Sooner or later, he's setting him up for some trick shot somewhere else. There's a third shot, right hand to the body.
Still looking straight at the chest.
Yep, left hand to the body.
I'm looking for a right hand over the top. Fennick finally gets Kelly to throw a jab. Body from Jones, and there.
That was the left hook.
The left hook.
To set him up on the chin. To me, seemingly the ideal punch for Roy to land would be a left hook to the outside. Purposely let him block that, which he will, and then shoot a straight right hand through the middle, which he hasn't thrown all night, and I think is a good chance he could possibly knock out Kelly with that combination. But a left hook to the side and a fast right hand right through the middle.
First time all night that Jones backed himself into the corner, but Kelly couldn't pin him there.
But Kelly's just a little too slow. It's very hard to fight a guy who's defensive minded almost 90% of the way.
In case you just joined us, this is the Champions doubleheader on HBO tonight. Earlier, in Reading, Pennsylvania, Bernard Hopkins scored a 10th round technical knockout of Carl Daniels to retain his undisputed middleweight championship. That was at the weight limit, of course, of 160. Now, at a weight limit of 175, Roy Jones tries to defend his undisputed light heavyweight championship and is doing so with routine success against Glen Kelly of Australia. And down goes Kelly on a body shot.
Wicked body shot.
Kelly's corner screaming at referee Max Parker Jr. that they thought the punch was low. I thought it was right on the...
No, it was not low to my knowledge. A mistake.
I thought it was illegal.
Right on the bat line.
And having hurt Kelly to the body, Jones comes back with 2 left hooks to the head. Kelly's guard is way low because Jones has hurt him badly to the body.
And Kelly is not hurt. He's just uncoordinated, frustrated.
6-0, 60-52. Roy Jones Jr. Gave him an extra point for the knockdown in the 6th. Gave him an extra point for the knockdown in the 3rd. Chip, in his 6th round, Roy Jones Jr. plunked Glen Kelly with about 3 or 4 real good left hooks to the body. And then when he finally threw that one that knocked him down, I mean, he had softened them up already because he had hit him so many times in the body. Roy Jones Jr. showing us every move of the book. I love that the way he wobbles that shoulder, just keeps Glen Kelly frozen. And he comes in with a hook and the right hand over the top.
You know, this is Roy Jones Jr.'s 24th appearance on HBO. That's more than any other fighter in the history of the network, snapping a tie at 23, which was held with Oscar De La Hoya. And I'll bet you that in those 24 appearances, Roy has won 90 to 95% of the rounds scored by Harold Letterman.
That's very impressive.
Far more than any other fighter.
He very seldom gets hit.
That punch was low.
That was low, but it wasn't dangerously low. You know, I always wanted to see what would happen if Roy got into a real tough fight. And it's amazing he's had almost finishing his career without ever being in a fight where he had to really dig down.
When you talk about how seldom he gets hit, he's the only fighter in CompuBox punch stat history to have gone an entire round without being hit by his opponent. Benny Pazienza did not land a punch in the 6th round of their fight against each other.
You know, I always say that regardless of what talent you have, it comes a fight sooner or later where your talent will not carry you there because of the style of the opponent or whatever.
Shane Mosley learned that last Saturday night.
Yeah.
Again, once again, 3rd knockdown of the night.
He never saw it.
You know, that's pretty amazing because between rounds, Alton Merkerson, Roy Jones' hand-picked trainer from Pensacola, asked him to go ahead and get the knockout and said, we've got somewhere else to go. I don't know where else they have to go, but they can go now.
They can go. Perfect opponent. Good performance.
Maybe Roy's most crowd-pleasing performance in the past few years.
Yes, he did it. Roy was just getting in a mode of having a good time at this stage right here. And as I was saying earlier, this guy was surviving because he wasn't that aggressive. And once he started coming in and committed himself, Roy just took advantage of him, caught him with a nice counter punch.
Well, Roy found the trick for knocking him out. He put his hands behind his back.
He said, come on. You can't get any better than us. I hope the young fighters out here don't start trying to do that.
Harold Letterman passes me a note and tells me that referee Max Parker Jr. was about to warn Roy Jones for grabbing the ropes. He never got a chance to issue the warning.